Good morning. We're just making a pot of oatmeal for breakfast. That looks like it's about done. So I'm just gonna add a bag of frozen strawberries. This is a pound in this bag. Should we do all of it? I like these ones because they actually come sliced. I often buy the Costco strawberries, but the ones I buy are whole, which I could buy sliced ones there too. But I buy the bag of whole strawberries, and then it's just hard to actually spread it around to everybody because they're huge whole strawberries. So I end up like chopping them up with my spoon, and yeah, the sliced strawberries are easier. Okay, yes, we'll do the whole bag, and I just get it mixed in. I of course want them to defrost, so I'm not gonna turn the stovetop on again. I'm just gonna leave it sitting on the element off with the lid on, let those defrost. I'm just serving myself a bowl of oatmeal now. I'm pretty hungry. Nice big bowl. To my oatmeal, I'm going to add, I think I'll do about half a scoop of protein powder. This is just unflavored whey protein powder. Half a scoop. I can't say I love protein powder in my oatmeal. It does tend to get like thick. Your oatmeal's just, yeah, thick. I don't know how else to describe it. So it's not my favorite, but it's a great way to add extra protein to your meal. So just half a scoop there. I love, love, love cottage cheese in my oatmeal, especially when I have fruit in my oatmeal. Cottage cheese is such a nice addition. Maybe I put too much oatmeal in my bowl because it's getting full. And then for sweetener, I'm just going to add some honey, just a little bit of milk as well. Trying not to overflow. And that's it. Can't really see what's under there, but that's my bowl of oatmeal for breakfast. Simeon's bringing me some more flour so that I can restock my jar here. This jar perfectly fits 5 kilograms of flour, so these ones are 2.5. Are you gonna do one for me?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Even though it's 2.5, there's already some flour.
There's a little bit of flour at the bottom. Yeah. All right. There we go. I just poured myself a coffee, just about to the top here. Will it overflow? Okay. Yes it will. But that's okay. It's just all sitting on the lid there. So, I'm gonna drink that, but first I just want to get started boiling some eggs for our lunch today. So I'm going to do 2 for, let's do 8. No, you know what? I'm gonna do 7 because when I use this small pot, yes, 7 eggs just fits perfectly, and any more, then there's like 1 egg that's just kind of above the water. So 7 eggs, gonna boil those. I know a lot of people talk about boiling eggs in the Instant Pot. I have never tried it. I hear that it's a good method. Such a big device to take out just to boil a few eggs. So I always use a pot on the stove. What I do is I cover the eggs with water, put it to boil. Once it boils, I turn it off and let it sit still on that element for 10 minutes. And then I remove it from the element and pour cold water over it until the water stays cold. And then once they've sat in the cold water for a few minutes, I drain the water and peel the eggs. That felt like a long explanation for something that is so super simple, but this is a pretty foolproof method for me. The eggs usually turn out well. Once in a while you have an egg where the peel sticks to the egg itself. The shell, I guess I should say, not the peel. But I feel like that's more age of eggs than method of cooking. I don't know, different opinions on that, I'm sure. Now let's put my egg cooking method to the test. I said that it works well, but I am doing it in front of you guys today, so ta-da, look at that one. I always give it a little rinse off just because there might be a couple little shells left on there. But yeah, this usually works well. It's so fulfilling when the shell just peels off like that. And so frustrating when it doesn't. So I'm just about to start putting lunch together today. Boiled eggs is a part of it. I am making a lunch today that is just a hit in our house. So we have those boiled eggs sitting back there. I'm going to make up some popcorn and cheese, cucumbers. We have a bunch of clementines back there. I think I'll serve those too. And I thought there was one other thing, Zara. What was the other thing? Cheese. Did I say nuts? I think I said cheese.
You said cheese and nuts.
Okay. Anyway, a snacky lunch goes over well. Make sure we have a variety of fruit, vegetable, protein, carb. This is the popcorn maker we have. This is the base, and then this is the bowl that all the popcorn sits in. We love popcorn in this house, and it's such a cheap and healthy natural snack, especially if you make it like this. There's no extra preservatives or oils. I put coconut oil in the bottom here. I add a couple of heaping spoonfuls of coconut oil to the bottom here. You can use coconut oil, you can use olive oil, you can't use butter. I know you can pop it with no oil and then just put melted butter on at the end, but coconut oil is my go-to. Yeah. I have a jar of popping corn right here, but it's almost empty, so I've got a new bag. I'm going to pour in. This container can hold up to 2/3 cup. That's okay. So that's exactly how much I'm gonna do. I gave you a bowl over there for the cucumbers. 2/3 cup. I managed to fit all the rest of those kernels into the jar. It is full to the brim. Yeah, you can put that top on now. This black part does not stay on. Yep. And then we just wait. Okay, is it done popping?
Yes.
I think so. All right, so then I just take it and turn it upside down on the base there. Perfect, Zara, thank you. And then...
nutritional yeast.
Yes. Hold on a sec. Oh, I'm spilling because the bowl's so full. I do add a good bit of salt, and then I add some of this, nutritional yeast. This gives it like a cheesy, kind of nutty flavor. I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, it's really good. You don't think it's nutty? Maybe not nutty. Cheesy. I just don't know how to describe it, but adds a little bit of nutrition and deliciousness. So then we just try to shake that up a little bit. It feels like we're about to have a movie night, not eat lunch. But when your popcorn is this healthy, absolutely, it's a good lunch. And here is all of our lunch. Of course, the popcorn. I put some of this trail mix into a bowl. It's this one here, the coconut mix, which by the way, I will not buy again. It's not a favorite. Some of the kids don't like the mangoes, some don't like the coconut. It's just, I pulled it out for us to eat because it is almost expired, so we need to eat it up. But I also realized that the mangoes are colored with unnatural, artificial colors. Or no, not mangoes, sorry, papayas. Papaya. So I won't buy it again, but we do need to use it up. Boiled eggs, cucumbers, some sliced cheese, and lots of clementines. What were you gonna say, Zara?
I was gonna say when we went to the USA, we saw cheese and it had color in it.
What else did we see that was colored? Do you remember what else we had? What did you get at the Sunday school you went to?
A cup.
Yeah, Welch's.
Yeah, but the rockets, they're actually called
Smarties, yeah.
Because they are Smarties in the USA.
Yeah, so Smarties in the US, we call them rockets here. And what else? Oh, we have Smarties in Canada, but they're like M&Ms.
Yeah. No dye.
A little bit confusing. So we talk a lot about the artificial dyes, the brilliant blue, and I think in the US it's all numbers, but here it's like brilliant blue, sunset yellow, and Allura red. Yeah, so we try to avoid the unnatural colors, but in Canada, some of the items in the US that would be colored unnaturally are naturally colored here. So for instance, Welch's. What I was saying is that we were in the States last time and the kids got Welch's in their Sunday school class. And I was like, oh yeah, Welch's is good. Like we even brought Welch's on the trip, but the Welch's we brought from Canada are naturally flavored. And then we realized in the US they are not. Are naturally colored, sorry, is what I meant. They're naturally colored here, but not in the US. So we are definitely ahead in that way, a little bit more naturally minded here. I definitely had to check labels more in the States. Charity and I were both thinking that a tea sounded good this afternoon, so I just boiled some water here on the stovetop. Just a peppermint tea bag. And yes, my pot, I don't know if you can tell here, but it's somewhat stained from, well, all the times we warm up coffee in that pot. And we both just drink our tea like this, just black. I haven't had this for snack in a little while. Some Greek yogurt with crunchy peanut butter and honey, and no, I can't really stir it well with one hand. So I'll stir that in a minute. I also started getting some ingredients out. That will be for dinner prep soon. Just got some lettuce. I wash and it's just kind of drying in there. I also made some oatmeal raisin cookies the other day, and yeah, there's enough for everyone to have one. Okay, the kids are outside playing right now, but when they come in, everybody can have a oatmeal raisin cookie. A couple of weeks ago on Instagram, somebody messaged me and said, what is the recipe for your lasagna casserole that you make? And I was like, lasagna casserole? And it took me just a second and I thought, that's right, I make a really good lasagna casserole. I just haven't made it in so long. So I found it in my recipe book. These are just recipes that I have found online and have written out. And so I found it, I sent the recipe to her and thought, I need to put that on my meal plan. So it went on my meal plan. Wesley's over here peeling garlic for me. It fell off the shelf and he's like, do you want me to take it apart? And I was like, no, that's fine. And he really wanted to do it. And I thought, you know what, actually that would go perfectly with the lasagna. So yeah, that one's a rotten one, don't do that one. So, good work. He peeled couple garlics for me. Okay, I'm gonna put this recipe together. Pretty simple, but all the layering takes a little bit of time. I will show you the process as we go along. Also, I just poured myself another coffee. I'm gonna drink as I prep dinner. Here's my ground beef over here. This one is 1.3 kilograms. So that's about 3 pounds. Often I will just put extra meat. The recipe I make calls for 1 pound of ground beef. I'll double it and there will just be extra meat. No one usually complains about extra meat. Okay, here is the recipe. It's really, really good. No, Wesley, don't put them in. I have to chop them. He's trying to put the garlic into the pan. They have to be all chopped up.
Okay, put them in.
After I chop them.
Okay.
Yes, I will chop the garlic and
it
onions.
Might be kind of spicy. Yeah.
It'll be good.
Weird.
Does it smell weird? Garlic?
It might.
Okay.
It might like smell.
No lack of chatter.
Can I have a cookie?
Okay? Yes, you may have a cookie. As I make dinner and Wesley's in the kitchen, it keeps me occupied. Okay, what makes this recipe so creamy is that there is cottage cheese and sour cream mixed in with the pasta. The other thing I do here, it does call for spaghetti sauce. I never buy spaghetti sauce. I just make a mixture of tomato sauce and diced tomatoes and a whole bunch of spices and just what I think sounds like a good combination for spaghetti sauce. I am just sauteing the onions, garlic, and ground beef. Elijah is breaking up the pasta here. So what we do with this recipe is the lasagna noodles. Instead of putting them in whole, we break them up first. it does make the baking time be a lot shorter. You're breaking them up pretty small. That's fine, we can try that this time. I think I usually do them a little bit bigger, but that's okay. Get a wooden spoon here to start mixing that. Look at me, just living on the edge here with my pan full to the brim. I feel like this cast iron pan is a pretty big pan, but somehow we are outgrowing it. Now, this lasagna tonight should be at least a dinner and a lunch, if not enough for 2 dinners. We'll see. But yeah, when it starts to simmer, it's just a little crazy. But in here I've got diced tomatoes, tomato sauce, salt and pepper, garlic powder, and Italian seasoning. So I want that just to simmer for a little bit. Then I have my pasta drained. I have some whole wheat pasta and some white, so that's why it looks multicolored. And then I just mixed in a whole bunch of cottage cheese and sour cream. And then I will start layering on my pans. It will go pasta, then sauce, then mozzarella cheese, and then repeat. And I'll do 2 pans worth. Ready to start layering. I do like to put just a thin layer of the sauce down first. Not a full layer, but just enough so that the pasta does not stick to the pan. I always did that when I did layered lasagna. I don't know if it matters quite as much once the pasta here is cooked, but that's what I'm used to doing, so I'm doing it anyways. And then a layer of the noodles. I'm almost thinking I could have done more noodles for how much sauce I made. So I will link the recipe to this, even though I can't say I followed it as closely as you might want to your first time making it. And if you hear chopping happening in the background, Elijah is chopping up some lettuce for a salad to go along with it. Now I'll do a nice big layer of the sauce, and then a layer of cheese, and then repeat times 2. Now I just need to wrap these with foil, and then they bake for 30 minutes. I definitely should have done bottom layer, top layer, but I just wanted to do what was easiest today. And so I did bottom and then top, bottom and then top. You can see this one has a lot more sauce. I started running out of sauce. This one has a lot more cheese. This one has a lot more pasta because I thought I was doing about half. And then by the time I got to this pan, I could tell I have way more pasta than I used for the first pan. Anyway, both will be delicious, but next time I think I need to remember to do, you know, both at the same time so that it's just more equal parts. These lasagnas just came out of the oven. Okay, hold on, just slowly so it doesn't, we're gonna let it just sit for a few minutes before plating it up, just letting it sit. And we're having this garden salad on the side. We have lettuce, we have tomatoes, we have some ranch dressing. I also just bought some Italian dressing as well. A couple different options. It is a little bit after 6 here as we're eating, and with a dinner like this, I think that there won't be any snacks later on tonight. So I'm just gonna close this full day of food. If we do end up having a snack, I'll insert it here, but pretty sure we won't need one. Thank you for watching today. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.